How's it going, everyone? This is Haris Kruskic, BR Live's combat sports reporter, and today I'm here with Santana and Ortiz of All Elite Wrestling. How are you guys doing?
Pretty good. How you doing? It's early.
I'm great.
There we go.
I'm great.
I'm doing ecstatic, sir. Ecstatic. I just woke up about a whole 10 minutes ago, so I'm
That's
ecstatic.
a true statement. That's a true statement.
Yeah.
Ortiz, what's with the mic? Explain the mic to me.
So I was blessed enough to acquire this. We did the Talk is Jericho, and we got hooked up with these sweet mics. And I thought, why not have great sound quality for this interview? Hopefully there's great sound quality coming through. Again, I before we started, I said I didn't know if the mic was actually working or not. So yeah.
It's wonderful. I love it. It also helps that you're showing what's important to you by having the baby seat in the back too. I love it. It's great.
Yeah, safety, man, all the time.
So this Wednesday at Fyter Fest, you guys take on Private Party, who will have Matt Hardy in their corner. You guys had a little run-in last week. What do you think is going to happen in the match? What do you expect out of it?
You want to take it, Richie?
Yeah, I guess I'll start. Firstly, it's going to be good to get back to some nasty ass tag team action. As you know, and everybody knows, we've been pretty much wrecking AEW with the Inner Circle and stuff like that. So it's definitely going to be good to get a chance to continue showing what we've been showing for the past few years, and that's that we're the best tag team in the world. And you know what I mean? And what's even better is that we already have history with those guys, and we've wrestled each other numerous of times on the independents and in the Northeast. And so yeah, we're really looking forward to it, and they know what we bring in. So hopefully they're ready for it.
Absolutely. And, you guys mentioned history. You guys have a lot of history with Matt Hardy and your Stadium Stampede match against the Elite at Double or Nothing. What was that match like for you guys? Was it just as crazy for you guys as it was for the fans watching?
100%. It was a creative joyride. It was just really fun to put together. We were in there with some of the best wrestlers in the world, and it was really fun. I mean, there really wasn't much off the table. There's maybe one or two things that we couldn't do, but pretty much our imaginations was our limit. And I want to do another one. I'm excited to do another one. It was really fun, and things like that could be really stressful to do, but it wasn't stressful really at all. A little bit, but not too much. But it was fun, and I think it came across on the television screen, and you can see that we were all having fun and having a good time.
How long did that take to plan, that match?
We took the day before, so we filmed it so Double or Nothing was on Saturday. We filmed it on a Friday. We put it together on Thursday, the day before. So pretty much we all got together at the stadium, all 10 of us, along with like the camera crew and a bunch of other people. And we just started shooting ideas at each other. And I think the beauty of the match is that you had 10 of some of the best minds in professional wrestling and some of the most creative. And I think that made things easier and more fun because every single person involved had something to bring to the table and something great and cool. And the fact that we all got our things across the way we felt like we wanted them across, and it was just, we couldn't have asked for a better experience with it. Like, everyone was just on point.
Since Chris Jericho formed the Inner Circle, last year, it's been kind of a clinic in creativity from you guys. What influence has Chris had on you?
A huge amount. He's someone, as you know, I'm sure the world knows, he just constantly can reinvent himself. He's constantly trying new things and not to stay stagnant. And just definitely seeing how his mind works, especially when we talk about stuff and we're bouncing ideas off of each other. He'll take stuff from television, from music, and from other parts, and somehow make it work in wrestling. And you could kind of almost make everything work in wrestling. Honestly, I think his career is like the Stadium Stampede match, where it's his imagination is his limitation. And we've been very fortunate to work with someone like that, because we're willing to take more risks. Sometimes, of course, you get comfortable doing certain things, or you want to be really cool, and I don't want to do certain things. But you take risks, and it pays off, and it's awesome when we get to work with someone like that. It's a constant learning experience, and very fortunate human beings we are.
So you guys have used an array of weapons on your opponents and on fellow wrestlers during your time at AEW. But my personal favorite are the chanclas, and you're wearing the shirt right now. For people who don't know, can you explain what chanclas are and the significance that chanclas have in your lives?
So, it's pretty much the weapon of Latin destruction, like I like to call it.
Yeah.
It's to me, it's the most dangerous weapon in life. I mean, you can't really run from a chancleta, and if you do, good luck, because But no, it's just something that came from our childhood, and something it's always been a part of our lives. Because we were two badass kids growing up in New York, so our moms had to lay the law. But but yeah, it's pretty cool how it's come into, and we've incorporated into what we do. Because as like watching us, we're all about our culture and our people, and that's a huge part of our culture. Not just getting our ass whooped, but chanclas in general.
Plus, if you ever gotten hit by one, but like a good one, it has to be like the really old school ones, either a leather one or one with some weight on it. If you ever get hit by one of those, if you ever have or you haven't, oh man, it's no joke. It'll definitely fix your behavior very quickly.
What's the most memorable chancla related story you guys have?
Oh man. I feel like I'm talking to a psychiatrist right now. I mean, I feel like go back and think about these. Oh man, let me think.
I think I got one real quick. So when I was younger, a teenager, I used to live in Harlem with my mom and my siblings. So it was always my mom, and it's 5 of us. So there's a lot of crap that my mom had to deal with on a constant basis. But anyways, in this apartment, when you walked in, our front door, it was a long hallway, right? It's just a long hallway going into the apartment. And my room was right at the door, the front door. So once you open the front door, you turn to the left. That was my bedroom. And then there's just a long hallway. So I remember once, I can't remember what I said, but I know my mom didn't like it too much because I had to run that long hallway to my room. And my mom legit flung the chancla and across the hallway while I was running. And it didn't hit me flat. It hit me right with like the corner of it. And it caught me right in the back of the head. And I'll never forget that. Because I was like, how the hell was her aim that good that she caught me right in the back of the head? Not the back, not the leg. No, it was like bullseye. So, and I'll never forget that.
She's a wizard with the chanclas.
I bet you learned how to zigzag afterwards. Never run straight. You zigzag.
Well, I couldn't because it was a narrow hallway. So
you zigzag. You hugged that wall.
There wasn't much zigzagging I could do. Not when you live in an old school Harlem tenement apartment.
Yeah. You got the railroad style. Yeah. For me, honestly, I can't remember a very specific one, but honestly, just the threat of it. I do remember getting hit by it, of course, but just a threat. If you speak up or if you're doing something and they're like, hey, get down from there, or hey, don't touch that, and then you look over and it comes off, to chill out. You know what I mean? We were like, all right. I won't bury my parents, so if my dad sees this, he won't be like, oh, yeah, this is what you tell people about me? So, yeah.
Hey, you both turned out pretty well, I'd say. It worked out. Chanclas did magic. They did what they're supposed to.
Oh, yeah.
So what's your favorite story with you two personally, whether it's working together in the ring, traveling together, or just hanging out in general? What's a story that comes to mind?
There's so many.
Yeah.
Go ahead. You start, Ortiz. You start this one.
Okay. Let me. I should have thought about this beforehand, right? Instead of having 2 minutes of.
No, you're fine. I completely threw this out at you. I asked Dax and Cash FTR this question last week, and they said that it was Cash and Dax getting drunk and listening to Whitney Houston together. So.
Oh man, to go based off that, you actually gave me a good story idea. So there's when we first started out, me and Santana would drive. We had another group of people that we used to drive with a lot on the Independence called Team Pazuzu. So we would have this huge van full of maybe 5 or 6 dudes, depending on who was riding with us at the time. But I mean, when you're on the road for 9 hours, 10 hours, you need to find stuff to do. So we would either watch. There's this Paul Stanley thing where it's like 20 minutes of Paul Stanley just doing riffs in between sets. So it's not him singing at all. It's just him like talking to the audience. So he'll just be like, people, and he'll just do it in a Paul Stanley voice. I don't do the good voice, but it'll just go off and say ridiculous things, and the crowd will go crazy. And we would, for 9 hours, play that back to back to back to back. And yeah, man, those are some of the best times in our lives. Or Whitney Houston brought up the idea where we would listen to Sade. Me and Santana, we bonded a lot listening to Sade, and we actually, if Sade comes on, you'll see us stop real quick and start singing, even if we're mad at each other. So that's kind of like the peacemaker sometimes. Give it up to Sade.
Smooth operator, just a little Sade.
Yes.
The whole catalog, man. Like
everything.
She's a goddess queen, man.
Mm-hmm.
That's great. Well, I thank you guys so much for the time. It seems like this was a really quick interview, but I think you guys just had a lot of fun with it. Again, this Wednesday, Fyter Fest, 8 p.m. Eastern. You can watch Santana and Ortiz take on Private Party. Any last comments? Anything you want to plug?
You can watch us beat Private Party. I didn't like the lack of confidence that you had in us. You're just like, yeah, you could. You definitely. Who you going for? How about that? Who you going for in the match?
As an unbiased member of the media, I unfortunately cannot give you an exact pick. I know. I can't be too excited for either person. You know?
That is the worst excuse I've ever heard in my life, Haris. Come on. You're killing me.
And just in case you ever interview a Private Party, you don't, want to put yourself in a bad position. I could respect that. You could at least give us a little wink. You know what I mean? But that's cool. Definitely watch Fyter Fest. Watch us beat up Private Party. And yeah, we're definitely out there to steal the show, so we won't disappoint if you tune in. And yeah, follow us on social media. That would be cool too.
And everyone just continue supporting and loving professional wrestling. Let's keep this going. Let's keep that same attitude that we had before any of the craziness, and just keep helping this sport grow and become better.
Yeah. That's a great note to end on. Santana and Ortiz, again, I thank you guys very much for the time, and see you guys this Wednesday.
Oh yeah,
thank you, sir. It was a pleasure. Thank you.